And now, aviation weather around Alaska.
Hello there, I'm National Weather Service Meteorologist Peter Chan with your Alaska Aviation Weather Outlook. It is Sunday, February 25th, 2024, and this outlook will take us into early week, Monday and Tuesday. To set things up, as of Sunday, we have low pressure that's crossing the central Aleutians up into the lower Bering. This feature will be tracking eastward as we go through the day Sunday and into Sunday night. And as it does so, a frontal system is going to pull up along the Kuskokwim and Bristol Bay areas with snow, blowing snow, gusty winds, and then we're going to look for secondary low development here as the front and triple point work its way up near Kodiak Island. Eventually, that low will become the main low on Tuesday and then be located in the central Gulf of Alaska on Tuesday afternoon. And this feature is what's going to bring about an overall colder pattern change. We're going to have northeast, northwest winds on the backside of the low, drawing down a reinforcing shot of Arctic air here, especially mid and late week. So get ready for some below to much below normal temperatures, many readings getting well below zero at nighttime into the early morning. So as we go into Monday afternoon, that front works its way eastward, secondary low development happening. We have areas of IFR still along Bristol Bay and just on the west side of the Alaska Range in the southwest interior around and north of, say, Dillingham and King Salmon. And then we have IFR conditions along the eastern Kenai, Prince William Sound into the Gulf. And that front will be working its way eastward as the low redevelops and strengthens here in the central Gulf on Tuesday afternoon. That's going to slam another area of precipitation, moderate to heavier precipitation, in through the Panhandle, including accumulating snow as we go through the day on Tuesday. And then the backside of the system, we have stronger winds settling in here, crossing the Alaska Peninsula out of the northwest. And we have cold outflow winds coming down from out of the interior, so look for temperatures to be falling across much of the mainland here by the time we get through Tuesday and into midweek. So Anaktuvuk Pass on Monday is going to generally be VFR. If you go a little west of there, MVFR conditions in the Brooks Range. A little further east, Adigan Pass, generally VFR conditions hold on Monday. And then looking at Lake Clark and Merrill down on the kind of west wing or arm of the Alaska Range, MVFR becoming IFR as that moisture and precipitation from the front works its way from southwest to northeast. Rainy Pass, VFR early on Monday, becoming IFR as we go through the afternoon. Windy Pass, VFR becoming MVFR. Same thing. Isabel Pass, VFR conditions in the morning, becoming MVFR by afternoon. And Mentasta Pass is far enough east, should generally hold on to VFR conditions during the day Monday. Tanita Pass up through the Copper River Basin will start off VFR, chilly morning, but with MVFR conditions by afternoon. And Portage Pass, VFR early Monday, but IFR conditions will occur as we have the clouds and precipitation working its way northeastward up through Prince William Sound and along the eastern Kenai. And then finally, out there in the north end of the Panhandle, VFR conditions on Monday with deteriorating conditions likely getting down to IFR by the time we get into Tuesday with that frontal system associated with the low in the central Gulf. Now, freezing levels early Monday morning, surface freezing line running out through the central Bering because we've had that low pull up here bringing a little warmer air ahead of it. Then down along the Alaska Peninsula, Kodiak Island, along just off the northern Gulf Coast, and then the outer coastline area there of the Panhandle. Notice the bump in freezing levels aloft 2, 4, 6, 8,000 feet here south of the Alaska Peninsula. That is that stream of moisture and warmer air aloft associated with the frontal system that will be working its way up into the southwest areas of Kuskokwim, Bristol Bays. Again, winter weather advisories will be in effect for this area for snow and blowing snow. And as that moisture works its way northeastward, we could see some other advisories, but certainly more inclement weather associated with that. As a result, we do expect there could be considerable moderate icing over a good portion of the southwest part of the state, spreading up into the Gulf on Monday. Above 3,000 feet along areas of the southwest coast, above 4,000 feet in through the northwest, western Gulf. As you get down toward the lower Gulf, North Pacific, where the air aloft is a bit warmer, there could be considerable moderate icing above 6,000 and 8,000 feet there. And looking at the jet stream pattern at 30,000 feet, we have a ridge there and then a trough associated with the low that's out here over the southeast or lower bearing. And this broad jet core ranging from anywhere from 120 to as high as 140 knots there just off of Vancouver Island there in the North Pacific. And then winds at 9,000 feet or 700 millibars, a broad belt of strong mid-level winds anywhere from 45 to as high as 75 knots. Coming across the eastern Aleutians, southern tip there, the Alaska Peninsula, but especially North Pacific up into the southwest quadrant of the lower Gulf. And as we bring it down further to 3,000 feet, just a bit above the surface, we have one low circulation here, secondary low taking shape here for Monday afternoon. Strong winds, though. This area here out across the lower portion of the Alaska Peninsula, eastern Aleutians likely will have potential for severe turbulence. And then along this frontal boundary, there could be some low-level wind shear as that works its way eastward across the Gulf as we go through Monday afternoon into Monday evening. And as a result, we do expect broad area moderate turbulence extending from middle Yukon Valley down across Norton Sound, but especially the southwest interior and down along the lower Alaska Range, all the way out through the Aleutian Chain, with the greatest threat for severe turbulence there, the eastern Aleutians up into the lower portion of the Alaska Peninsula. Wouldn't be surprised too, might have to even add some isolated severe turbulence in areas here of the western Gulf. It'll depend on exactly what happens with that front and how the winds hold together, but that's something to keep in mind that definitely will be quite a bit of turbulence associated with the system as it translates eastward.